right, hello everyone. Welcome to week 7, day 3. We are in the midst of the end here. I believe we call this the penultimate, probably. Forget the exact word, but it is week 7, day 3 of our trials here, making it through the warm-up series, so that next week on week 8 we can start our alternating walking and jogging. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that we'd probably be doing 55 minutes today or 45 minutes. Well, I stand corrected. The walk for today is surprisingly shorter than I anticipated. It's 40 minutes. And then again, we will be graduating on Saturday with a 60-minute walk at a different location, one that's not a suburb. And then on Sunday, I'll be doing a recap to quickly go over what it is we have accomplished during these 7 weeks, the average time for each week, the average time increase for each week, and some other thoughts and words of wisdom I'd like to impart on everyone that has been watching me during this time. I'm really excited that we've made it this far, and I'm really excited that during this time I myself have created a new healthy habit for myself, as I hope you all have too. And I've just been able to sort of use this as a creative outlet and way to just decompress, especially during this time. So in typical Task With Me fashion, I will be starting a live stream, and I'm using my makeshift iPhone gimbal again. It is just one of my iPhone handles, not an iPhone handle, my bad. It's a GoPro handle with a rubber band attached to my phone, and it's been working out pretty well, and it makes it easier for me to live stream and do anything with my phone while I'm doing the walk. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here. It's gonna be the U show again. Continue. I'm gonna say, I don't know, let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk. All right. Gonna use the same emote. Let's walk and talk. Continue. Let's go live. All right, let's get it. Hello, everyone watching. Join me for a walk and talk. If you're at home, if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for an opportunity to sort of decompress, join me for this walk as we go today for 40 minutes. I'm probably gonna let the live stream go for its complete duration. Hopefully we get a good amount of viewer engagement here. We can have a good conversation with everyone and see how we go from there. Today, as I mentioned, my walk goes for 40 minutes, which is a little bit shorter than I anticipated. I was thinking that I was going to do a 45 or a 55-minute walk, but 40 minutes is good, and we're going to be doing a brisk walk. So if anyone's going to be joining me, just make sure you keep up the pace. Whether you're listening at home, listening on your mobile device, listening on the computer, maybe you're at work and you got Reddit open on another tab. Let's just have some fun. Let's have some good conversation. This is mostly a chance for me to keep myself motivated as I document my journey to a 10K. Making these videos is fun, and it's something relatively new for me. I've only been doing serious Reddit live streaming for, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, let's say. And it's been going really, really well, and I've had a ton of fun with it. So, for any of you all that are watching me for the first time, I've been doing this for a while, like I mentioned, so maybe this is not the first time you see my face on your stream here, on your profile, your news feed. Let me give you a little bit of info of me. I've been documenting my journey to a 10K over the past couple of weeks, and I've been following a really cool article on a website called runnersworld.uk, and they essentially have a really detailed article of a couch to 5K, but I'm going all the way to a 10K. And they really tell you in very granular steps how it is that you can get from just developing a walking routine to getting to that fabled 10K. And I've wanted to do it before, but as some of you may know, fitness in general is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And so I really wanted to make sure I'm just taking the time to build up my joints, build up the muscles that I need in order to make sure that I don't get injured along the way. So for these first 7 weeks, I've developed a good habit of walking. I walk for about 4 times a week. Sometimes when I'm feeling up for it, or if I'm just bored, I'll go for an extra walk. And for every week, the average amount of time of increase has been about 3 to 4 minutes. So this Saturday is my graduation walk, so to speak, where I'll be doing a 1-hour brisk walk, and also I'll be coming in on Reddit to document that as well, and hopefully get some good conversation. And next week, I will be starting my walking and jogging series, where I'll start to alternate between walking and jogging. Actually, the first 2 weeks of those 7 weeks will be a little more walking, but the article also encourages some cross training. So, you know, yeah, dab on stream for an award. Can I do it with just one hand? You know, I hate to say this, but I haven't really dabbed before. I feel like I missed that whole thing. So do you put like your, I think you have to like go away like this, right? I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, that's cool. Is that enough for a stream award? That's awesome. Dig in the glasses, Burrito Enthusiast says, thank you so much. These are transition lenses. I've been with these lenses for quite a while now, for about 2 years. They're not prescription sunglasses as some of you may think. They just transition in the presence of light. And it's really nice because it kind of saves you money on having to buy, you know, the sunglasses and whatnot. But it's cool. I like the oval shape. I think the oval shape kind of matches my face shape well. I wanted to go for like a John Lennon look when I had longer hair, but people also called me like Harry Potter and stuff. Honestly, I don't really care. That was so long ago. You know, the older you get, you just brush that stuff off. But either way, Harry Potter is a cool series, so I don't really mind. Fritzare says hello. Hello, Fritzare, or Fritzair. Cool username. How you doing? How's everyone doing today? It's Thursday, the day before Friday. Thank God it's Thursday. I'm looking forward to this weekend. For anyone living in the States, you know that it's Martin Luther King weekend. Got a nice 3-day weekend to start the year off. Should be fun. And when I say fun, I mean relaxing. And when I say relaxing, I mean playing a lot of Xbox. Excuse me. So I'm looking forward to doing all of that. Should be a good time. Is anyone else doing anything for Martin Luther King weekend? I'd be curious to know what you all are doing, and we can go ahead and start a conversation on that. If not, I'm gonna get into a topic here that I surprisingly haven't talked about before. Here we go. Caulk in my ass. That's a funny username. It says, hello, me and my boyfriend did the grown-up thing a few days ago, and now I don't know how to tell him that I'm pregnant. Oof. Well, I don't know if that's a joke, but you probably should tell him if indeed you are. I would hope that my girlfriend would tell me the same if it ever happened. I mean, that's just the grown-up thing to do, you know? If you're gonna do the grown-up thing, you have to make sure you follow through. It's like a golf swing. It's like a golf swing. You have to make sure you follow through. I'm not sure if that honk was for me. Maybe it was, that'd be cool. You gotta make sure you follow through and let your boyfriend know. I think it's the right thing to do. Okay, so I live in South Florida, or Plan B, right? Or Plan B if it's not too late. I live in South Florida, and today is a overcast, and for South Florida, a cold day, which is why I am donning this sweater. And also it kind of helps me get a nice little sweat going. That's what sweaters do. They help you get a good sweat going. So one of the things that I haven't talked about for being a native South Floridian is Walt Disney World. It's actually a topic that my dad mentioned that I should tell him about. Not him, but the audience about. And I feel like I have a lot of information about Disney World. Specifically, not Disneyland. Haven't been to Disneyland. So I want to ask the audience, for anyone that's watching, show the street UWU. I'm guessing you meant street view. I can show the street view certainly. Now the reason I'm showing my face is because it's called the U show, and Reddit actually requires you to have your face on the stream most of the time. But I'm going to show you this nice typical Floridian suburb. Reminds me a lot of the Wonder Years. If any of you all have ever seen the Wonder Years show, kind of gives me similar vibes. Just a very plain Jane Florida suburb, having a good time here, walking, doing my walk, engaging with you all. I really want to say I'm really happy with the amount of people watching right now. Supposedly 19. Don't know how accurate that is, but this is one of the highest viewed streams I've done. Maybe this is a better time to do it. I normally do it around 12 p.m. Eastern time, but who knows, maybe 4 o'clock is the best time to do it. And if so, I'll wait and I'll do it at this time. If more of you are available, if more people are willing to talk, I'm all up for it. So really appreciate you all watching. I think it's gonna be really cool. So let's talk about Disney World. For the 31 people, well, that's a record. 30 people. I've never hit 30 people, so man, thank you all so much for joining. I really hope that at least some of you are walking with me. If I can just motivate one person to go out there, achieve their own fitness goals, and just do a simple walk and hear me out, that will make my day. So super cool. I want to thank everyone watching again. That is awesome, and it absolutely keeps me motivated to continue making these videos, and I'm having a lot of fun doing so. Okay, so has anyone been to Disney World? I'm gonna start the conversation with a really broad question. Has anyone in the chat been to Disney World in Florida? Specifically the one in Florida, not talking about any of the other ones. I know probably a lot of Californians. Of course, you got Disneyland, you got Tokyo, Tokyo Sea, all that good stuff, Paris. Specifically talking about Disney World, want to sort of see Disney is the devil. Okay, interesting. So let's go off that. Let's use that as our first topic here. So why do you think Disney is the devil? I mean, Disney as the person or Disney as the corporation? Let's see. We'll love to see everyone's thoughts. So we had a record 31 people at some instantaneous moment watching this stream, which makes me very happy. The number has gone down to 10, but I'm still happy if 10 people are watching it. Hell, I'm still happy if one person is watching it. So let's keep it going here. So a little bit info about me. I actually used to work for Disney. I worked for Disney twice in my life. Both of those times were for internships. The first time I went, I did what they call the Disney College Program. And during the Disney College Program, I worked at a hotel called Disney's Yacht and Beach Club. And I was a Bell Services person. A Bell Services cast member. Why am I doing this? Well, I'll tell you exactly why I'm doing this. Let me backtrack. Before I go to too much Disney stuff, let me backtrack here. Why am I wearing a GoPro on my head? And why am I also live streaming? Don't they sort of accomplish the same thing? Well, no. So the reason I'm wearing a GoPro on my head is because I upload videos to YouTube of the same walk that I'm doing right now. I am in the process of documenting my complete journey to a 10K. I started about 7 weeks ago, and I suspect I will be doing this for a couple of more months. So what I do on top of live streaming is I also upload the video via GoPro to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Task With Me. Everything is one word. And if you go on that channel, you'll find the archives of the rest of the videos that I've done. You can think of it like an active podcast, and I just hope that people will watch it and also join me in my own fitness journey. Now, I call it Task With Me because I don't want to limit it to just fitness. Eventually, I'd like to do things like technology or strength training or cooking or really any task, and hopefully just have people let me know what their progress is. Let me know if they like the task that I'm doing. It's kind of just for fun. I figured now that I have a little more free time because of COVID and working from home, I would try something new that I've never done before. So that's why I'm doing it. That's why I have the GoPro on my head, and I'm live streaming because it makes the walk a little more fun to engage with people. Something I always say is you can imagine that it's a little bit difficult to talk to yourself when you're doing this 4 times a week, on an average of 40 minutes a walk. So it does get a little complicated sometimes. So I figured if I'm doing a live stream, I can really get a conversation going. So let's see, they have too much power and they own too many networks. Yeah, I understand it's almost like a monopoly, but I guess with great power comes great responsibility, and hopefully they're being responsible with it. Mazau says, hi, I'm from England. Hey, that's awesome. People all the way from England are watching my stream. That's super cool. What is England like? I should definitely go visit one day. I've never been out of the country. So hello back. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks a lot for joining. I bought stock in Disney. Saturn Vistas says, I also have stock in Disney. I didn't get stock from Disney during my time working there. I bought stock once I just started getting a little more interested in investing. And I think for the most part, they're probably a decent stock to own long term. If you're into buying stocks, if you're into investing, you know, diversification is key. I don't know too much. I'm just getting started myself. But one of the recent techniques I got into was dollar cost averaging. So you set a monthly allowance aside to be able to invest in whichever stocks you like. Let's say you want to make that number 500. So every month you deposit, or you use $500 to invest in whatever stocks you'd like. And this is nice because it takes away the pain of thinking too much about stocks. You're still managing your own stocks. You don't need a robo-advisor or something like this, but you just invest and let it go out, and by the end of the year, your average is probably going to be in the positive and you'll end up fine in the long term. So that's my current technique, and so far it's been pretty good. Disney Plus will be huge. Yes, Disney Plus is huge. It will be huge, and I think it's a really cool idea they came up with, and really it was just a matter of time. So, but going back to Disney, so I worked in Disney twice. First time was the college program. The second time was what they call a Disney professional internship. When I did the Disney professional internship, I was an engineer there, a software engineer. And my office was actually, man, I can see Cinderella Castle from my office. So for all intents and purposes, I pretty much worked inside of Magic Kingdom. So that was very cool. Isabel Bonilla says, hello. Hey, for everyone that is looking, hello with the kissy face, that is my mom. So can everyone say hello to my mom? Hey mom, thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciate you being here. That is some cool support. What a cool mom. What's your opinion on Trump? So to be completely honest, I'd rather keep this stream politics free. We all have our own opinions, but I just want to, you know, keep this light, keep this fun. I'm just out here trying to have a good time. And I'm not saying politics necessarily will get us into a bad time, but I'd rather keep those sensitive topics out of the stream. But I appreciate the question anyway, but I'm going to have to pass on that one. Is Disney racist? I'm not sure. When I was there, no, there was a lot of diversification with the employees that I worked with. All different backgrounds, all different skin colors. Met a lot of really cool people from all around the world. As a matter of fact, they really encourage international students to come and work at Disney World. So I thought that was a lot of fun. I roomed with 6 people, including myself. It was 2 Americans. I was one of the Americans. My roommate was Mexican, and the 3 other people were from the Netherlands. Rooming with people from the Netherlands was very interesting. I learned a lot about what American cuisine is like in comparison to the rest of the world, and how our cultural norms differ. Trump 2024, you know, this is an open platform, free speech, so I appreciate the comment. And absolutely everyone is entailed to their own political parties and their own political views, so that's cool. Trump 2024. Why does Disney make cultural appropriation movies? That's a good question. I know they got into a little bit of trouble with the whole Mulan thing. I forgot. Honestly, I didn't read too much into that, but good question. I wish I had a better answer for you. I don't know why they do it. There must be a reason, maybe not a good one. Probably just financially backed, but it is what it is. Something You know, but if you violate rules of a private company, bye-bye. If I violate rules of a company, right. This is from Black Yukon Sucker Punch. Right. So I worked in Disney in that capacity for 2 times. And I quickly realized, being someone that really enjoys Disney World as a vacation spot, I realized that as soon as I worked there, I lost the feeling that Disney World actually brought to me when I went with my family. So going to work quickly became a job, and the feeling of Disney was lost very quickly. Even though I got great perks, for example, you know, being able to bring family for free was awesome. But 2 things happened. 1, again, the parks lost their magic, and 2, you learn that your family probably just cares about your tickets more than they do you. But it is what it is, you know. I have, and I probably would do the same thing. So, connection problems. Disney is evil, just admit it. I'm not here really to admit anything. I'm just here trying to have a good time. What's going on? Let's see, maybe we came up on a bad spot. Hopefully the connection is back up online. I see that we have Dial Emma 2 saying what's going on. Is that a what's going on as in the connection's bad, or what's going on as a friendly hello? Do they make a mini gimbal for the headband? So no. Well, this is just the GoPro standard head mount that I bought. So that's what I'm using there. I think it cost me like 20 bucks, and I think it was on sale when I got it. It was like 25% off. So I got it for a pretty good price, and it's one of the more popular products that they have on their website. So that's why I bought it. And so far it's been good. In the beginning it was really tight, and the reason I wear the hat on top of it is because without it, my hair would look crazy. So I figured that, you know, I already probably look a little bit interesting walking around the neighborhood with a camera on my head and me talking to a phone, and if my hair is also crazy, that only makes things a little worse for me. So that's why I have the hat on, just to look a little more tidy, you know, to make sure that things are just looking maybe more clean. What is the weather like? Where am I? So Especially Anxious asks, where are you? I am in South Florida. I am in a typical South Florida suburb. What's the weather like? It's a little bit overcast here. It's looking pretty decent. For Florida, I would say this is perfect. The weather is probably, you know, in the upper 60s, which I would consider still cold for Florida, which is again why I'm wearing my sweater. But I hope it continues to get even colder. January and February are definitely some of the months that we get some of the better weather, so hopefully it stays this way for a while before we go back into the really hot humidity. Dial Emma. No, I joined while you were talking. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. I understand now. Okay, cool. Do you want me to bring you a bottle or something for a drink or something? No, thank you, but I appreciate it. Is the video stabilized considering the footsteps? So the iPhone, no. I think the gimbal that I'm using, it's a makeshift gimbal. The GoPro came with a handle as part of their 2020 holiday package. I don't know how much, yeah, it can't, I just have the GoPro handle with rubber bands around my phone. Just makes it easier for me to record. As far as the GoPro itself, it does have great stabilization on its own. I can enable what they call hyper smooth, which I haven't yet, because for walking it's not that intense, but probably once I start making my jogging videos, I'll go ahead and enable that so that the videos will be smooth and you all can also watch that with relative ease. The GoPro video, I can bring you a Cliff Bar for energy. Lucky it's 20 degrees here, especially Anxious. How high can you jump? What does your family say about this? Which iPhone? This is great. Again, I want to say this is the highest level of engagement I've ever had on a Reddit live stream. So it's been so much fun to interact with all of you. This absolutely makes the walk so much more worth it. Besides my own fitness journey, it just lets me communicate with you all. And I think it's super cool. So for the 33 people that are watching, again, thank you all so much. Very cool. Getting awards is awesome. So thank you so much. I believe it's 2 20D Energizers. Thank you for the award. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. I hope that you find this stream helpful, motivational, inspiring, and I hope to see you in the next ones. I think it'd be so much fun. I'm just going to go out and do something for you, and I will bring you some cheese. You know, I love cheese, so that's great. I really appreciate it. You can bring whichever one you like, and I will probably eat it. So for the people that are watching, I want to again take a break here to tell you all what it is that I'm doing here. Again, I'm documenting my journey to a 10K, and I'm archiving all this in hopes that at the end of the year I will be competing in one. And then from there, hopefully some of you will also have joined me, and we can all be on this whole thing together. And that's pretty much it. That's really all I want to do. If just one person says, hey, you know, your video stream made it easy for me to accomplish my fitness journey this year, that would make me very happy and very satisfied. What is my favorite Disney movie? It's a good question. I'm probably gonna say Aristocats. There you go. So, does anyone feel the same way about that movie? I have seen that movie many times. When it came back to Netflix, I watched it again, and when I was young, I watched it a lot. So that's a pretty fun movie to watch. I missed that time in my life when I was living in an apartment with my family, and everything was just different. So that movie has a lot of nostalgia tied to it. Jesus had a crappy day. Sometimes I don't think that you can understand what I want. Yeah, no, I probably can't, but I can certainly do my best to try. You know? That's all we can do in this world. We can try our best, and just as long as we give something an honest shot, it's good. I'm gonna go back to the Disney conversation here. So, like I said, I worked in Disney twice in my life, and I'm a huge Disney fan, so definitely grew up going to the parks a ton. When I was in college, my first year, I attempted to bike to Disney World with my roommate, and we only made it about a couple of miles before we decided this is pretty crappy. So we just hopped on our bus. It took us about 3.5 hours to get to Disney World, but we made it. And we ended up at Magic Kingdom. I had my annual pass at that moment, so that was so much fun to just be able to get there like 5 minutes before the park closed. And on top of that, it was also a night they had something called extra magic hours, where resort guests can stay for an extended period of time. Now back then, before the magic bands came out, if anyone's aware of the magic bands, you got a resort card if you stayed on property. And if you wanted to participate in these extra magic hours, you would have to show your resort card, and that resort card would confirm that you're staying on property, so they would allow you to participate in these extra magic hours. So I used to keep my resort cards. I'd have like 30 of them, and I would just flash them to the people in the park, the cast members, and they let me in, even though I wasn't staying on property. So that was a cool loophole I found my family, and we got to enjoy a lot of the benefits without having to pay. So that's really cool. Let's see, we got some more questions here. So, will you be my mentor? It depends on what you want me to mentor you at. I'm currently a web development mentor for several students. So if you want some help making a web application, you can let me know, and I will certainly mentor you on that. Or I can try to mentor you on some walking and fitness stuff. Or going to walk and then work your way up to running, especially Anxious says, yes. So again, this week is my last week with what I call my warm-up series. Again, I have all of this posted on my YouTube channel. It's called Task With Me. I have the previous 7 weeks of videos uploaded, all my walks. Next week I'll be starting an alternating schedule of walking and jogging. The point of that is just to get used to starting to jog and slowly working into that. After that, so let's say in the beginning of the 15th week, the goal of the next 7 weeks, starting at that point, will be to compete or join in on a 5K. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to doing that. And eventually, as I mentioned before, hopefully I can start making some YouTube videos of technology, strength training. There are some good workout programs I really like that I would like to record myself doing and hopefully get a lot of others involved with. I think that will be a lot of fun. Maybe cooking. Just really depends on whatever tasks I feel up to doing and whatever tasks you all might recommend for me to do. I'd love to also get some ideas from the audience and just have fun with it. Again, we're out here just having fun. It's 2021. Let's do something different. You know, a lot of us in 2020, again, we've been at our desks. I'm a software engineer, so I have been mostly on my desk at home since March of last year. So I decided to take up walking because it's fun. How does one walk? Well, you just start putting one foot in front of the other and you just let your body do the rest. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this and I'm just gonna keep going. Gonna keep going for it. So my favorite park in Disney World currently is Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, it's not Disney's Hollywood Studios necessarily because of the thrill rides. You know, they have Rock and Roller Coaster and they have Tower of Terror. It's just like the vibe. The vibe feels a little more older. It's like an older crowd. And I feel like I can just appreciate it now the older I am. When I was younger, it was a little bit difficult to focus on these things. A little bit difficult. I was just very impatient. I really just wanted to get in and get out. But the older I've gotten, I've like appreciated more of the environment around me. I can really take my time with something, and I think that Hollywood Studios is like really great for that. So let's see. What if you pass out in the 5K? I don't think I will. Hopefully by then I would have had some solid weeks of practice behind me so that when I do that, I can be as successful as I plan to be. Tower of Terror closed, I thought. Did it really? Well, I know that this is, by the way, from Seraphin 420. I know I've read an article about Rock and Roller Coaster being closed recently, and no one knows why. So is Tower of Terror also going through the same thing? I know they also recently closed down like Disney's Magical Express, which is insane, I think. So I think that, you know, people when they get to Disney, even if they're local, even if they're international, their vacation sort of starts at the airport. So the fact that they're taking something so much like that out, that's incredible. Yeah, I think it closed. It was my favorite ride. I cannot believe that. Did Tower of Terror really close? I'm gonna check that after, but that would be insane because that must be such a popular ride there. That's no way, no. All right, let's keep going here. So, Especially Anxious asks, have you ever been to Disneyland in California? I have never been inside of it, but I've been across the street from it. Now, what does that mean? Well, for work, I think 2 years ago, we went to California and we stayed in a hotel right across the street from Disneyland. So I guess that's really the extent of that, but that's one of the things I didn't really like about Disneyland, that it's sort of in the middle of the street. I mean, I could see the inside of the park from my hotel room, so that I wasn't even staying on property. Whereas Disney World is truly isolated from the rest of Central Florida. And I think you kind of just retain that feeling of vacation. You're in a separate place. It's a little more isolated, it feels better. That's just my personal opinion, but no hard feelings for Disneyland. I just looked it up, it's permanently closed. That is incredible. That is the craziest news I've heard all week. Tower of Terror is permanently closed. Does it say why? Wait, in 2017? Unless this is a different... I'm talking about Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios, Disney World. Sorry, I'm just looking at... There was some kids that were screaming in front of me. Wait, so 2017? Is that the one? That can't be the one in Hollywood Studios in Disney World. It's isolated to keep us poor people out. No, I don't think that. It's just by design. Anyway, after Hollywood Studios, I would probably say Epcot is my second favorite one because of the food. I love food. The first time I went to Disney with my girlfriend, I took her to Teppanetto, which is one of Disney's signature dining restaurants inside of Japan. It was phenomenal. She cried. She hadn't been to a restaurant like that before, so I was really happy that I was able to introduce that to her for the first time. And I've been there many times. My brother was the person who introduced it to my family for the first time, and that was really cool. And I hope I can go back again soon. I haven't been, well, actually, I have been to other of the signature dining restaurants in Epcot. I've been to the one in Canada, I've been to the one in Germany, I've been to the one in France and Italy, I believe. You can imagine that when I was working there, I took advantage of these things because we had decent discounts, so that was cool. And I can't remember, oh, Chinese restaurant also, but they also, you know, they have the distinction of like their signature dining and also their, I guess, just like not table service, quick stop restaurants. So a lot of these were quick stop restaurants. The only ones I did dine in were Canada. Actually, I did dine in most of them except China. So yeah, just trying to get my facts straight here. It was replaced by Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, cool. So such a legacy ride. So I thought they were gonna do something with Guardians of the Galaxy in Epcot where Ellen's Energy Adventure used to be. I thought they were doing that construction right now with that massive building sort of close. Well, it's close to the entrance, but you have to walk, you know, way around the park to get there. But I thought Ellen's Energy Adventure was going to be replaced by the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I didn't think they would do anything in Tower of Terror, unless maybe they're both Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, which would be sort of strange. But if that's what they're doing, I pretty much trust them with what they do. But it's a little bit of, it's a weird design decision. Couldn't believe it either when I heard it was such a legacy ride. Yeah, no, it was, and it will probably remain that way forever. People will always remember it as such. Gotta see why Rock and Roller Coasters sort of closed right now. If they end up closing that, is it because of COVID? Is it because, I don't, like, that's weird. Yeah, that's a strange thing. Huh. So yeah, Epcot next because of the food. And then finally, I'd say Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom are sort of on the same level. Magic Kingdom's a lot of fun, but I don't know, it's just outgrown a little bit. I'm sorry if people disagree, I think it's a little bit overhyped. You know, I understand that when people think Disney, they think Magic Kingdom, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best park. But it is what it is. Everyone has their own taste. That's why they have 4 parks, massive parks. So, you know, everyone's out there doing their own thing. Now, I'm gonna switch over here to the resorts inside of Disney World. Has anyone ever stayed on property? Has anyone stayed on property inside of Disney World or Disneyland? And if so, what is your favorite hotel? And if you haven't stayed on property, is there a property that you are considering staying at? Maybe we can start a conversation on that. I can give you a little bit of my own experience having stayed at some of the resorts inside of Disney. Oh, that's a nice dog inside this car here. So you see, for example, I just got an interesting look from that man driving that car, which of course I can imagine. I have 2 cameras on my body. People probably think I'm just spying on the neighborhood, but I have nothing to hide, so I am not nervous in any way. I'm not really taken aback by their looks. I'm just out here doing my own thing. So if you all have an idea of Disney World resorts, they have essentially their tiers where you have your value, moderate, and deluxe hotels. Value hotels, they have a lot of them, and I've stayed in value hotels, and with the redecorations they're adding to them, I think they're really, really, truly value, and you can have an amazing time there. I went to the All-Star Resort last October to stay there during my girlfriend's baby sister's birthday weekend, and they recently renovated it, and it honestly looks like a high-end moderate resort, if not a deluxe resort. Now the rooms do, the outside still has that sort of value resort look, but if you just have, you know, most of the time the rooms go for under $100, which with all the benefits you're getting inside of Disney World, I think it's really good. And you get to be inside the parks, you get to do the dining, all that fun stuff, so it's really cool. Highly consider it. I think their most expensive value offering is probably Art of Animation, because they have the suites that have, I think, I don't know if they have a kitchen per se, maybe like a kitchenette. They got that going for them, which makes it a little more pricey, although very fun. After that, you start getting into their moderate resorts. I have been to some, so I've been to the Caribbean Beach Resort. I think it's also Coronado Springs and Port Orleans, Riverside, I believe. Of course, moderate resorts are going to give you a different experience. Most of the time in moderate resorts, you have dining specific to that resort. The theming is a little bit different. The proximity to parks are closer. Maybe their transportation options change. One of the newest resorts that opened up is Disney's Riviera Resort, and I went to visit myself, and boy, was it cool. I thought honestly it was a deluxe resort, but it's what they consider a high-end moderate resort, and you're getting it for moderate resort prices. So similar to something like the Art of Animation or the new Art of Animation or the other ones, All-Star Resorts. You're getting a similar deal with this moderate resort. Now the only thing is it's first come first serve for Disney Vacation Club members. So if there's a room left, you can reserve it. But if a Disney Vacation Club member comes, I think your reservation will be canceled. It sounds kind of weird to think that Disney would call you and say, hey, we're gonna cancel your reservation. Doesn't seem like the Disney thing to do. They might put you in a new hotel, but that's that. And then finally, of course, you have your deluxe resorts. As I mentioned earlier, people consider Magic Kingdom to be Disney World, and because that is the case, most of your deluxe resorts are going to be in proximity to Magic Kingdom. So you have your resorts like the Wilderness Lodge, Polynesian Village, Contemporary Resort, and the Grand Floridian. I've only stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, although actually my family, we've also stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Very similar to the Wilderness. We love the Wilderness the most because it's just the most cozy, the most homey, it's rustic, it's just all around a good time, and it tends to be the cheapest out of all the other deluxe resorts. And I just jogged my memory, I know we've also stayed at the Beach Club, which is really cool. They have fantastic ice cream at Disney's Beach Club at a place called Beaches and Cream. Very fun. And of course, again, you have very specific very specific theming for the resorts. You got the proximity to the parks, and you got a little more of the dining experiences, some of the other perks, transportation, so on and so forth. Jesus had a crappy day. Is this an infomercial for Disney? I know it may sound that way, but really I just wanted to change the conversation up a little bit here. I figured since I'm a Florida native, I would talk about a very popular destination in Florida to see if anyone else had been there. So yeah, Disney's had a very huge impact on my life. Sounds maybe strange to say, but not only for me, for the rest of my immediate family and even my extended family. A lot of us have worked there. It's a pretty big employer, and for its size, it's a decent one. So I'm almost finishing today's stream. Again, my walk today was supposed to be a 40-minute one. I've probably gone a little over, closer to 50 minutes. Really happy to have accomplished this walk today. On Saturday, I'm going to be finishing, it's my last walk of what I call my 7-week walking challenge and warm-up series. On Sunday, I will be uploading a video where I essentially give some statistics of the things that we accomplished for these 7 weeks, and also talk about the average duration we accomplished during each individual week and the amount of time that we increased every week after that. And then I'll give some parting thoughts on the rest so that we can start off week 8 on the right foot. I know a lot of you all, hopefully a lot of you all watching are into fitness yourself, so I'm really excited to get back into walking and jogging. I think it's going to be a good time. Really just want to see how much I can push myself and hopefully get to that 5K at least. Really my ultimate goal to bring Disney back into the mix is early next year. In the beginning of every year, Disney hosts their own 5, 10Ks, so on and so forth. So I hope to participate in one of those, and I hope to participate in one of those with my mom, because she has inspired me to do this myself, and she's also very much into walking and jogging. So I'm hoping that I can do this sort of thing with my mom. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna end the stream today. Not today, but I'm gonna end the stream right now in about a minute. Just some parting words here. Again, to everyone that watched, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that this video inspired some of you to go out there and do your own walk, to start your own fitness journey, and just join me for an all-around good time. Again, just as a shameless plug, if you want to watch the archives of the rest of my videos, I encourage you to check out my channel on YouTube called Task With Me, where I have all these videos from the GoPro perspective, and you can watch them if you want to start the 7-week walking journey with me from the beginning and continue on all the way to the 10K. So thank you all again for watching, and as I always say when I end, stay fit and stay healthy, and we'll see you all Saturday for the graduation 1-hour walk. Take it easy, guys. All right, so today let's look at some of the stats that we accomplished. So today's walk on Reddit live stream was 42 minutes and 55 seconds. We had 431 unique watchers, 10 upvotes, 1 downvote, and 20 coins. I believe the award that we got today from, was it 20D Energizers, was a Starstruck award. Super cool, so much fun to be interacting with the community this way, and I hope that you all watching also like the conversations that we've been having. Again, just to remind you all, on Saturday we're going to be doing our graduation 1-hour walk, and on Sunday we'll do a recap of the previous 7 weeks. If you guys are interested in joining me for more, make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep on watching for some more fun and from more tasks headed your way. Again, I'll say it to everyone watching on YouTube, stay fit and stay healthy, and we will see you all next time.